number one, anytime you bring a dog outside, if you bring treats with you, you've got a lot better chance of getting your dog to pay attention to you, to focus on you. You're giving your dog a reason to focus on you. Remember, it's an interesting place out there, and if you're not making yourself interesting, then they're not going to pay any attention to you. Treats are just a really easy way to make that happen. I would bring really good treats with you. Use dog food and dry kibble or dried treats at home. But when you go outside, I would use the good stuff and make it really valuable. Make it really valuable to the dog to check in with you and be with you outside.
Can you give some examples of medium grade treats and high grade treats?
Sure. Well, like low grade treat would be kibble, just regular kibble. If that works at home, then great. Some dogs won't even work at home for kibble. Kibble here, if you brought your dog here, probably, unless your dog is super high motivated, is probably going to be not as big of a deal. Medium grade treats would probably be the Natural Balance dog food that comes in a roll, that stuff, the Zooks treats, that kind of stuff, just sort of store-bought moist treats. And the high value is like turkey, hot dog, cheese. And also it depends on your dog. For some dogs, kibble might be high value. For that, goofy, hungry lab, you might be, so it sort of depends on each dog. Yeah, well, treats, treats aren't utilized quite enough in a way, I think, in the sense that we're trying to create habits, and food is just such an important thing for dogs. So if you use them to create the habits, then fade them over time, so you're not using treats all the time. We don't want the rewards to turn into bribes. Right now we're using them as rewards. So what you want to do is create these habits and fade the treats along the way. Does that make sense? So giving them a real reason. Dogs are always going to ask, why should I do this? Why should I do that? In their own heads, they're saying, you call your dog's over there and he's sniffing something, and you call him, and he's thinking to himself, well, why? Why doesn't she come over here? It's much more interesting than going back there. So the reason why, because if you've trained come, the reason why is because if I come, I'm going to get tons of treats, and probably she's going to let me go sniff again anyway, So it's a win-win situation. That's how I would teach stuff like that. Just give them a reason why. The punishment-based methods are, the reason is so I don't get hurt. And that's not what we're doing. We're giving them rewards rather than pain and punishment. Again, remember, we're trying to build habits. I recommend treat stations around the house. You have 2 or 3 treat stations that you can always get one. Whenever you see your dog doing something that you like, you go, you happen to be standing there, your dog goes and lies down looking for attention, but he actually does something nice. You go, oh good, and you go and you grab a treat for the dog, because the more you reward it, the more likely it is to repeat itself. So I like the treat station thing, and that way, that also helps you get treats off of your body when working, because that's where people get stuck, is they always need a treat on them. Once your dog knows something, I would make sure that you get the treats off your body and start grabbing treats. So dogs start thinking the treats can come from anywhere. So instead of always from this pouch or your pocket or whatever it is.